And here we go. Katherine Welch is back in court, facing sentencing for yet another DWI. But this isn't a simple drunk driving case. This is her 10th DWI. Yes, you heard that right, 10. The stakes today? Nothing less than her freedom.
State of Texas versus Katherine Welch. Ma'am, are you Katherine Welch? And Ms. Welch is here with her attorney, Mr. Gertz. State's attorney is present. Ms. Welch was previously in court, entered a plea of guilty to driving while intoxicated third or more, as well as a prior offense, which made it a second-degree felony offense. There was no agreement with regard to punishment. I have received the pre-sentence report, and has everyone had an opportunity to review that report? Are there any additions or corrections to that report? I'm going to get to that too in just a second. Any additions or corrections? Okay. And Ms. Malfino has already stated, as well as I have received the sentencing memorandum at 5:47 p.m. yesterday. Going to point that out for the record. Well, it was reviewed quite early this morning, but I did review it. Ms. Malfino, you've had time to review it as well? Okay. Other than that, I think you all should have a couple. There's only a few, but there were some jail incident reports that should have been provided to counsel. Did you both receive those as well? Okay. Is everyone ready to proceed with sentencing then? All right. Mr. Gertz, do you have witnesses?
I'm going to call live unless the court requires it. We have from the Dream Center, which require that.
The Dream Center is a faith-based recovery program, kind of like a lifeline the defense is throwing out here. But remember, alternative programs like this are only convincing if the judge believes the defendant can truly change. After 9 prior DWIs, that's a very hard sell.
Sure. Right. And for the record, I'm aware of the Dream Center and their program and what they do. And so if I have any questions, if we get to something where I would need that, then I appreciate them being here and I'll ask the questions. Ms. Malfino, does the state have any witnesses? All right, then argument.
Judge, I want to I recognize that the case work. This is not a small lines. I have personally been Katherine on over the last 3+ years. Almost 40 same projects for me. What I mean by that is I really want to put tests for this person to do the things I asked to do. At least get an opportunity to be here for asking what I should do. See the prior expectations by doing the 90-day inpatient window. While she was there, she started to explore with her counselors and their staff some of the underlying issues. One deal on school that she do her mental health and things that she wants in her life. They tell me that court is aware of are incredibly dramatic events that she's impressed that never really addressed in the floor. So those counselors are not just
So what do you think, audience? Is this a redemption arc? Or just another repeat offender telling the court what it wants to hear? Rehabilitation stories can tug at the heart, but the judge also has to weigh public safety. And with 10 DWIs on her record, The scales are leaning heavy.
Outpatient program to address some of the trauma issues she's got. She went into that program, stayed for 6 weeks, and did everything we asked to do. When I told her to go get her own bank cash, I told her to get a lot of advice, did all of that, these records, cash, whether she was successful with following we asked her to do. I've been going to the A, counselor. She reached out, find the director, using her, tried to figure out what she could do next. She was committing herself to her drive, the mental health issues that stem from challenges that she faces as a young person. She so I continue to work with one side of the ledger, the Iraqi, or the history of the farms, especially. What I have been fortunate is to go get down with them and the human and see that all the progress she's made all together. She said, I see what she's done well, all the problems she's been addressing well. She's obviously very anxious on the day, but looking forward well to be able to present that. And I want to go down on the bottom to address what I was talking about with GFI. So she's not saying that this wasn't the work that came out of her mouth. She was asked by one of the examiners probation before she felt she needed sleep. She said she didn't feel like she needed sleep. She wasn't supposed to. Well, third time, I'm not saying this here, but what she would say, I think, is she did 90 days to detox the rolling because she needed no coaching. But in terms of going to a program specifically for currently using or currently detox, she thought that wasn't the direction. The idea she will do whatever want to explain that comment to me. And so, a lot of times, as you know, Judge, private rehabilitation programs will reject 20, 30 plus years where she is. And so, there's one reason for so, she's in some education, probation officer, and Katherine, but nonetheless, she's willing to do whatever for Jesus to. Additionally, we've been in contact with her current parole officer. They are willing to go on parole instead of trying on here, depending on what happens here. And so that was encouraging as well. We have the same kinds of conversations with them about her recovery, about her efforts. So I think it's encouraging. Sign and then finally, judges, I don't want to focus too much on support from the community. This isn't just a run-of-the-mill thing. It's different financial focus. She is married, she has family. She recognizes the impact that all of this has had on her family, her relationships. It's trying to get on her husband, both financially and also emotionally.
This is where the prosecution lands the knockout punch: public safety. It doesn't matter how many treatment programs she's completed. When you've been to prison multiple times for DWIs and keep coming back, the risk to innocent drivers is just too high.
Ability for that. And it's asking the court to consider this extremely rare position that we're asking the court to consider. And honestly, she's the court like her to the court. I'm not sure how you proceed.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Malfino?
Judge, I'm not in the position of the court. Then this morning, I did take very seriously the comments Mr. Jones had taken in the door. Sure. It's difficult for me as a news county state citizen or other races that to stand up and say I agree. probation, and I don't disagree with what you said in the probation. Play the other side of the coin and suggest that you the benefit of the doubt already by thinking it's not that you do basic based on normal priors, so the thing you did conscious back and say, ignore all of those priors, absolutely not. But obviously, we have seen that her multiple trips potentially not resulting in no changes to the overall in these last 3 years. I do see back with working as well as an individual. Again, it's hard for me as attorney, to see that with the punishment being some issues that I don't, again, with you, the comments with Mr. Chadley, multiple conversations with officers, I have responsibility diligently added. I don't really know judge, and that's why before you that putting her in prison for 20 years to be out versus basic probation time where she continue the probations with one better option. You don't know what is invested in the public safety and work plan. So I would just run to the courts with you think of the next volume.
All right, thank you. Anything else?
Your Honor, I just want to say this, that I fueled by drugs and alcohol with responsibility. That I did not know from very young when things happened in my life that it should have been so much to been treated some earlier if I had gotten help for my mental health. That after I received DUI, that helped me get myself to a place that I could go into a treatment program and deal with some of those past traumas. In the past, I meditated and drank. Get about my pain. To numb myself out. I didn't know how else to deal with that. So when I got on my mental health, I had bipolar, PTSD, and my mind got very chaotic. And I can say after I had my mental health meds, I was able to go through treatment at Santa Maria, Houston.
It's hard not to feel for her here. Katherine lays bare years of trauma, addiction, and recovery efforts. She's not just fighting for leniency. She's begging the court to see her as more than her rap sheet. But sympathy only goes so far when a community's safety is on the line.
In that place, really saved my life. Did extensive 90-day treatment, trauma counselor, skills trauma, reform, community care. And also I completed that outpatient program, but I still lived on that facility. I went to the trafficking and recovery program. I was in that for about 8 months, where I got the state paid for counseling for trauma still. I just worked really hard on that. I had a job while I was in there. And then once that program was over, I moved to the sober living facility in South in spring, and I worked in that. So I felt like I was strong enough to take on the duty I needed to. And it was a free program for I had to do. And I'm sorry, I'm very nervous today, and I know that my password is like right to the person. But the things that I had to deal with within myself from when I was real young, those are things that you don't
go to prison. Even in their programs there that you don't follow that. You just don't. And I'm asking you please do not send me back to prison. I don't want to. I have moved forward in my life, and this year that I'm in jail has given me more time to think and know if I am definitely headed in the right direction. I'm on to work. I can be a therapist at home. I can move on with my life as far as I could with my sobriety. I knew the start was out there. Yeah, I think I made some good, really good choices with my big County PD friends. It helped me a lot. And I have open to anything. A role of my rules. And do anything that counts. And I think, so I know now that I was on a whole potential here in my life.
Thank you. So, Miss Welch, this small female probably said it yet, Beth. I get this often. They don't envy my position, and this is the worst part of my job. I worked hard to get here, and it's my job. Part of my job, several things, and it's just to look at, obviously, defendants and given chances and things like that.
And there it is. The hammer drops. 18 years in the Texas Department of Corrections. The judge makes it clear he can't risk giving a 10-time DWI offender another chance. This case is the perfect storm of addiction, trauma, and law colliding. But in the end, public safety wins out.
But it also is about making our community safe. And I have to look back. This is your 10th DWI. It's not your 5th. It's not your 8th. It's the 10th. And while I understand the trauma that you went through, you've been to safety 3 times. You've been given opportunities on probation where they were revoked. You've had opportunities while you were on parole to do what you have done now. And while I appreciate what you've done, and I think that's great, and my goal isn't to, to stop any improvement, but I can't, in my opinion, in good faith, go home tonight, look myself in the mirror, and say I gave somebody on their 10th DWI that your last sentence was for 15 years in prison. The one before that was for 10. The one before that, you've gone to another 10 years, back in 2009. I mean, this goes back to the 90s. You got a 10-year sentence in 2011. While you're on parole for that one, you get another one, so they give you 15 years, and you get out and you're on parole and you do it again. The fact is, we're just lucky that you haven't killed someone in our community 9 times over. Being given opportunities. I just can't do it. I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. I'm going to find and your plea of true to the prior offense. I'm going to find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time find you guilty of driving while intoxicated. I'm going to sentence you to a term of 18 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. You're going to be handed a trial court certification that shows this was not, well, I guess there was an agreement because the waiver of the enhancement, which could have been a 25 to life, as Mr. Kirk said. So I'm going to hand you the certification that shows this was an agreement. You've waived your right to appeal. I'm also handing you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession, because of the judgment entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. You should read the written admonishment I provide you. If you have any questions about that, you can talk to Mr. Gertz. And Ms. Welch, I take no pleasure in this. This is extremely difficult for me. I understand, to some extent, addiction, and I understand that you are on a better path. However, there have been plenty of opportunities in the past where you were on a better path and you got back out and you got back on our road again. And so, good luck to you, ma'am. Thank you, Mr. Gertz and Ms. Messina. Court will be adjourned.